There's still no verdict yet in the case involving Russell Laffitte. He's the former Lowcountry banker accused in crimes of disgraced attorney Alec Murdaugh. Tara Jabor spent the day in federal court downtown and brings us up to speed on where the case stands right now. Tara?
Katie, the trial continued this morning with the state questioning Russell Laffitte. He initially took the stand on Friday and answered questions from his attorney for 4 hours. And today, the state got its turn. The crux of the state's argument is that Russell Laffitte was a co-conspirator with Alec Murdaugh to steal and misappropriate millions of dollars in settlement funds from Murdaugh's clients. A key point today, the state saying Laffitte took $450,000 in fees from serving as a PR or conservator for Murdaugh's clients after they won big settlements. Prosecutors argued that Laffitte took the money in exchange for turning a blind eye to how Murdaugh stole and squandered their clients' money. Laffitte even admitted that he intentionally hid that income to avoid paying taxes on it until 2021 when he started getting questioned by law enforcement. Laffitte stuck to his argument that he's made throughout the trial, which is that Alec Murdaugh used him and deceived him. He never imagined Murdaugh was stealing money or that he was helping. Now, jury deliberations could begin as early as tomorrow morning. We'll be there to follow what happens.
Thanks, Dave. Well, we are now getting a more solid timeline of the days leading up to the firing last week of former Berkeley County Superintendent Deon Jackson and Dr. Anthony Dixon being named superintendent. In an interview today with ABC News 4, Dr. Dixon said he was made aware he was named superintendent during last week's board meeting. Hours later, he sent an email elaborating, explaining, quote, Mr. McQuillan called and asked me the weekend before meeting if I was still interested in being superintendent, as I was a previous finalist. I confirmed to Mr. McQuillan that I was interested in serving Berkeley County if given the opportunity. On Tuesday, the board voted in public session and I was named superintendent. Now, Mac McQuillan already said in a statement he couldn't reveal the why behind the firing because of the prospect of litigation. And our colleague Grayson spoke with a legal expert about what kind of legal action we could see with all of this.
This board has acted illegally, starting with whatever group got together to decide to depose the incumbent superintendent and hire a new superintendent. So they've destroyed the credibility of the board instantly.
Big concerns from Jay Bender, an attorney for the South Carolina Broadcasters Association. He asked why Chairman Mac McQuillan would make that call unless a decision had been made to replace then Superintendent Deon Jackson with Dr. Anthony Dixon.
The focus legally will be on what those 6 members did. And I think Dr. Dixon's email confirms what has been suspected, that there was a meeting at some point before Tuesday when a majority of the board decided to fire the incumbent superintendent and hire Dixon.
Bender says this meeting, which would have happened before new members were sworn in, would be illegal under the Freedom of Information law. That's because it wouldn't have been open to the public, and the public would have had no notice of that meeting. Any action taken at that meeting would have been in violation of the law.
A citizen could file suit against the board under the Freedom of Information Act to have a determination made by a court whether or not there had been an illegal meeting. And if so, to enjoin the board from future illegal meetings.
Bender says it is possible that a challenge could be made to set aside the hiring of the new superintendent, but he believes the board would simply go back and repeat the process. He also says another possibility is that citizens could contact Governor Henry McMaster to see if the Inspector General would examine the actions of Berkeley County School Board.
The citizens are entitled to see what their government is doing, and here we have a government acting outside of public view, contrary to the law, to take action that will affect the operation of a school district that probably has thousands of students.
Bender says this will have an impact on the school going forward, starting with a lack of public trust.
So it's a momentous series of decisions made illegally by a rump diet of board members.
I've reached out to Chair Mac McQuillan multiple times and have not received a response.